we're gonna have a talk. We're gonna have a talk, and I'm gonna fold my clothes, fold my clean laundry, while we have a serious talk about 2024. And I was on live earlier, so if you saw me on live earlier, we're gonna talk about the same topic, but we're gonna dive deeper. So 2024. If you're still in the same spot, you really need to listen to this. If you still are depressed, confused, don't know your purpose in life, don't like your job, don't like your relationship, have a tough time in your family, you need to hear this. And it's going to mainly specifically be in regard to finding your purpose and not being at the same job. I'm actually going to hang that dress. And actually being in the same job that you hate. If you are in a job that you hate, I'm going to unlock some things for you right now. And this is really serious because this is where you spend 8 to 10 hours of your life every single day. And if you're in a position, in a place where you hate it, and you're in and you know, you feel like you have to be there, I'm gonna give you a resource right now where you can apply for another source of income while you're looking for what you really want to be doing. And I'm going to give you my story of exactly what I did to unlock my happiness, unlock my purpose, unlock traveling opportunities, unlock other forms of income. And I'm still on my journey, but 8 years ago, I decided to take the leap of quitting a job that I hated. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. And I'm going to give you a resource. I'm not an affiliate. I don't get any money, any commission for announcing this company that I'm going to tell you about. And it's a United States company. I don't know if they have international, but it's a job. It's a form of income where you'll be able to get some money while you're also still looking for your dream job, right? Your dream entrepreneurship job. 9 years ago, I was working at a job that I absolutely despised. It was soul sucking. It was, there was racist issues. There was gender issues. There was ageist issues. It was just a lot. It was really bad. And what I decided to do was, instead of spending another 10 years there, because I spent about 10 years there, what I decided to do was quit. And I quit with no other form of income. And you would think like, okay, you know, that's crazy. That's just kind of like stupid. Why would you do that? And until I fold my sweatshirts. So you would think, okay, like, why would you do that? So I had a game plan. I didn't just quit with no kind of game plan. I quit and I picked a date. Okay, I picked a date and I said, okay, on this date, I'm quitting. I don't care where I'm at in life. I don't care if I change my mind. I'm still going to quit. It was 6 months from the date that I decided. So I said, on March 15th, I remember the date, clear as day. On March 15th, I am going to quit. And in that 6 months, I'm going to save up enough for rent, a little bit of gas, and food. Okay? For a year. So a year's worth. I was going to give myself a year of cushion to quit and just like explore. Not like go traveling, but like explore what industry I wanted to be a part of. Did I want to start a business? Did I want another kind of job? Is it not really the 9-to-5 thing that's bothering me, but the type of 9-to-5? Like, I didn't know because I was so deep in it, right? So I said, oh, by the way, these are so freaking cute. Get these on my TikTok shop. If you're on YouTube, you can click the link. I'll have a link to my TikTok shop below. So cute and flattering. But so I had a 401k, still have one, but I created it, my own one myself, an ETF. But anyway, that's another story. So I knew I had a 401k. I saved up money. I had some money saved up, And I significantly scaled down my life in that 6 months. Okay, I stopped shopping. I did not, like, I had enough clothes. I didn't need to be shopping that much anyway. I stopped going to Starbucks. I stopped going to happy hours. I stopped going to dinners, you know, friendship dinners where, like, you know, after work, we're all going over here and spending, you know, $150 in one night on a dinner. I stopped, what else was I spending money on? Like just random stuff. It was only just literally, it was just my bills and that's it. And it wasn't hard because I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna not be at this job anymore. So I just had like all this happiness, right? Like I like really was just joyful when I was like not going shopping and not doing all these things, because I knew that I had a game plan. I knew that I was freeing myself. So I ended up, this is broken. So I ended up, let me see, can you guys still see? Oh yeah, you guys can still see me if I'm on the ground. Let me actually put myself like this. Okay, perfect. This is way easier. Oh my God, it was like hard, like, okay. So anything that was unnecessary, I stopped purchasing. I stopped doing that thing. And the whole time I kept listening to podcasts that were super encouraging, other people that had quit their job. I would just constantly fill my brain up with positive things like, you know, finding your passion, you're worth it, going after your dreams, going after your goals, like just anything that was like a positive, you know, word for me to just keep going. Because I was really like, okay, am I seriously going to do this? Am I seriously not going to be at this job? Because the job, company cell phone, company car, I had an Audi. I had my own personal car that I bought before I got promoted to get that Audi. Company car, company cell phone. I got to stay in hotels for free. I was running a whole district of 7 different locations all over LA and LA County. And so I, you know, was like, I'm still going to quit. And people would be like, I know, like at the time, people, after I quit, finally ended up quitting, and I'll tell you, you know, leading up to that, what happened, but I know people would have been like, that's just dumb. Like if I would have told people, because I knew I couldn't tell too many people. I only told like 2 people. I think I told my mom and like 1 other person, maybe 2 other people at the time. 2 people that I knew, like people that I knew were gonna not try to talk me out of it because they were just gonna be supportive. So you want to get some people like that in your life. And so I did that. And so that whole 6 months, I was just like, okay, like, this is it. I just kept my mind really, you know, clear and clean of like not second guessing, not self-sabotaging. This is how I hold my, see, sometimes I'll do it like this, and then sometimes I'll do it like where I even continue to make it like that. Right, like a cool little, so March 15th is now about a week away, and I'm like, okay, am I really gonna do this? And I was like, yep. No second guessing. There's no, and I had even gotten like a job offer promotion, and I turned the promotion down. And I know my boss at the time was like, what? Like, why? And so what happened was I ended up quitting. The day came, got on the phone, said, putting in my 2 weeks. Completely thrown off guard, because what I did was I wanted to make sure to leave on really high integrity. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to like be a shitty employee or a shitty boss to the people that really wanted to be there. And I was in charge of 30 people's careers. I was over 30 full-time people and then 400 part-time people. So I was like, I'm not going to make their life, like jeopardize their situation just because I want to leave. So I made sure to still show up every day, still kill it, still nail it at my job, still get results. So I literally ended up getting a job promotion offer to to get promoted the same week I was planning on quitting in the next few days. So it was a Friday. I remember it was March 15th, Friday. I think it was like 2015, and quit. The 2 weeks went by. They were trying to convince me, you know, are you sure? What's going on? Can we fix something? Like, what's going on? And I just was like, this is just not for me. They were so confused. So I ended up quitting. So the first day I woke up, that next Monday, right? I don't have to get on a conference call. I don't have to, you know, hear people's excuses. I don't have to talk to a boss. You know, I actually really liked my boss at that time, but, you know, I don't have to do any of that. I just was like, wow, I get to think. I get to evaluate. I get to just be. I get to read. I get to, you know, figure it out, because I had set myself up for no matter what, I had a year's worth. And I was like, I know I can figure it out in a year. I'm not going to do it for like a month, but like, I know I can, worst case scenario, like in 8 months, if I still can't figure it out, I'll just get another job and then do it again, you know, like work for 6 months, save up, and then do it again. But I was like, I'm going to be able to figure this out. So during that time, I ended up working for a company that was called Productions Plus. You can apply for that if you are in a position where you're like, I really want side income, or I want to, you know, maybe try out Productions Plus, see if you like it, and then quit your job, try to make it a full-time job if you can, you know, network that on that level. But it's a gig type of job. So I ended up getting a bunch of gig type of jobs. Super dope. They pay well, and they set you up on different events all over the city. So I know they have it in the United States. They also book people for acting. They book people for talent. But then there's also like just cool events that happen in LA. Like for example, I worked a lot of the LA auto shows. So I worked for Porsche. I worked for Jaguar. I worked for Aston Martin. I actually worked at a really dope, I ran an Aston Martin store at the Waldorf in Beverly Hills through this company. And so super dope. And so what I did was I was like, okay, I'm not going to just jump into a 9-to-5, because that would defeat the whole purpose of what I did to begin with, right? Like I shouldn't have, you know. So I was like, okay, I don't want to like just live and party and like travel for a year. I actually want to figure out what I want to do with my life, which I still didn't end up figuring out for a while, but that's another story. But I didn't just like not do anything. I was very productive during that time. So I ended up just getting a bunch of gigs. I ended up working and like being a bartender for A-listers at like Hollywood mansions. Like those stories are crazy. I ended up working for Productions Plus, which they always give out. They send you different job opportunities all the time. And so that's what I did. And I just got a bunch of jobs where I was like, oh, and I also like worked at a restaurant, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can't go back to being a waitress, because I was a waitress in college. I was like, nah, I don't think I could do the waitress thing. I'm a little like being a district manager and then going to being a waitress, my consciousness like just couldn't take it. So I was just like, nah, can't really do that. I'm a little too advanced. Like, not that waitressing actually, depending on where you work, it actually could be a real career. People make a lot of tips. But I just think for my mental, like my consciousness, I had been a waitress, and then I was a district manager, and then I couldn't do it. Oh, I want my boob to pop out. So, but I wanted to make sure that I did not do anything with my time that was going to bring me stress. That was the biggest thing. That's why I started doing jobs that were giggy kind of jobs, like book a gig here, sign up to work an event here, because they were fun. I go do the event, and then you literally, when you leave, you get paid, and like, that's it. Like, you don't have to think about like, oh, I'm in charge of something, or I'm a boss of something, or whatever, unless it was going to be a career path that I wanted to take. So that's why I did that. And it was the best decision of my life. I'm so happy that I did not stick in a 9-to-5. Now, I'm not saying the 9-to-5 life is bad. Just for me, that kind of structure, I was like, my soul felt like it was being sucked. Like, and what I was doing wasn't something that I loved or had purpose in. So not only, now if it was maybe a 9 to 5 and I had purpose, then it would make sense. But I was working 9 to 5, didn't have purpose, didn't like what I was doing, didn't like the atmosphere, didn't make sense. So I was so happy I just took the leap, made those decisions, set myself up, and decided to take my life back and not be programmed thinking that I had to have a job. So if you're someone that is just like really struggling and you're like, I really don't want to have to work at a 9 to 5, but I don't know how to shift out, I don't know how to get out, that's what I did. I'm not saying you need to do that. You can pick a different route. You can maybe save up for a year. You can save up for 8 months. You can maybe make sure to have another, like maybe, you know, slow your lifestyle down and spend an hour a day doing, reading something that helps you figure out your purpose. And then you're like, oh, wow, okay, I don't like the job that I'm in now, but I don't mind still working a 9 to 5, but I really want it to be working with kids instead. Like I actually love kids. So okay, I'm not going to quit my job until I find another job where I'm working with kids. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, but give yourself a chance. Like, this is your sign to, I'm actually going to hang this one. This is your sign to, like, just do something, right? Also to make sure you guys are following as you guys are coming in, because I always like pop on and do these things. A lot of my videos, I put it over on the replay. So if you want to tap in with the replay, or I'm sorry, I put it over on TikTok, not TikTok. I put it over on YouTube for the replay of my TikToks. These are some cute little shorts. But do you see what I'm saying? It's like, just give yourself a chance. Like, just have this be the year where you don't continue to stay at, there's opportunities out there. So I just gave you one, Productions Plus. It's Productions Plus. Type it in, www.productionsplus, it'll come up and you can apply, check it out, interview, see if you get hired, and then you pretty much just always get opportunities to get booked for gigs. Like I got booked for so many different gigs, and you would be surprised. I didn't even know, like a lot of the, like for example, there's the Oscars, right? I was like booked to work an Oscars party. There was like another thing, it was like a red carpet for like a movie premiere, and Sandra Bullock was like the star, like I like presented her, I like walked her to her area, you know, and it was just, I didn't even know that they hired people for stuff like this. Like it just opened me up to a whole nother world, working red carpets and working like high-end special activations for luxury car events, like just really cool stuff. And I've done some like kind of just like more chill fun stuff too, like working activations like for like a video game area of an event, and like just random stuff. And it was fun, it was lighthearted, it was easy. It just, yeah, it was really, really, it helped me still make money while I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life and find my passion. So I finally have arrived to my passion, my purpose. Well, I have a lot of passions. I've always known my passions, but my purpose, what was driving me every day, what am I here to do on the planet? Like I finally have arrived to that. Now I'm on my journey of seeing how that's gonna, you know, flower, how that's gonna butterfly, how that's gonna unfold, how that's gonna blossom, right? But I've arrived to it because I made that decision years ago to just take a chance on myself and not limit myself with, you know, well, yeah, this is it. You know, I've already been working here for a while. It is what it is. At my age, you're not supposed to quit. You know, when you're headed for your 30s, it is what it is. You have to just stick to what you're doing. You can't reroute. That's all a limiting belief. It doesn't exist. It's not a real thing. Those are not real rules. That's why I always say my tagline is, you are limitless. Like you really are. And you just have to unlock the bars and chains that you put on yourself, that a lot of us put on ourselves. So it's just, this is your year to do that. Some years, you know, people are like, yeah, new year, this is going to be it. And people aren't willing to take the leap though. Like they're in the same spot because they're not willing to to make the hard decision. They're just not. And you just have to really be honest with yourself if that's something that you're willing to actually embark on it and do, you know, because a lot of people think that they are, and then when it comes to actually making the decision and they see that it's a scary decision, they see that, like, you know, not being at that company, of course, I actually ended up still being friends with a lot of people that worked at that company after, but like most of them faded off. Most of my friends faded off, and that was okay because that was just that, you know, type of, those are my friends at that time for that purpose, right? They were my coworkers at that time. And we all moved on, and some people stayed, some people also continued to quit as well. So it's just, it's time. It's time to take your life back into your hands, and it's time to start the business. It's time to get the body of your dreams. It's like the weird, like to me it's like cheesy, new year, new me. It's like, why is it always a new year, new me every year? Like you haven't figured out who you are. It's time. It's time to do it. And I realized that. Like I remember I was like super embarrassed with myself. Every year I was like just still complaining about the same stuff, and I was like, really? Is this my life? Like is this who I am? Like so I really am gonna be the typical go to happy hour and complain and gain a ton of weight. I had gained 25 to 30 pounds. Like it was crazy. I just was like, this can't be my life. I graduated college thinking that I was, you know, gonna just like live out my dreams and do all this, and it actually became very depressing and very like soul sucking and just very confusing. And I was like, wait a minute, I took a wrong turn somewhere. So it was really scary, but I decided to take the leap and do it, and I'm so happy I did, because I ended up being out where I'm at now, which is just in a happier space. I know my purpose. I'm living in my purpose. I'm growing my purpose. I'm growing my business. Also too, I'm really huge in health, wellness, and fitness. I have an ebook guide on how to lose fat, how I stay in shape, everything that I do. Click the link in the description, click the link in my bio, and you are gonna want to get that ebook guide. It's costs as much as a Starbucks coffee. Skip out on one day of the Starbucks coffee, get this ebook guide, and then all my secrets are unlocked. You get all my secrets unlocked of what I do for my health, my wellness, and how I've been able to maintain losing weight. When I gained that 30 pounds, I never gained it back. I didn't do a yo-yo weight gain, lose it again, I didn't do that. Never done that. I lost it. I did it once. I got the formula down one time, and I just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, and that's what I did. So you want to make sure that's what you do, so that way you're not just still in the same spot. So also make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow, make sure to like the video, and it's go time. And I would love to hear, like, if you really are struggling and you really want more video, like more in-depth video on really how to shift with like career-wise, I can help you do that as well, and I can make more videos about it. So definitely let me know. And it's time to get organized. You know, if you're like, okay, I really want to, you know, take the leap, and I'm ready to do this. I really need to make a game plan, make a blueprint. I have an amazing calendar that I've been using every day. It's a hyperlink digital calendar that I use. It's so fun to use. It's so dope. You can also get that by clicking the link in the description and clicking the link in the bio. And get that hyperlink calendar. Get organized. Okay, I'm gonna, you know, save this amount of money. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna, you know, not go out this time. I'm gonna take 2 hours here and I'm going to research. Like, get a calendar and really map out what your game plan is going to be for the next month, 2 months, 90 days. And I have a really fun, amazing tool where you don't have to necessarily carry around. I mean, you could still have both, but you don't need the physical calendar anymore. You don't need the little cheesy calendar in the iPhone that's like boring to use. If you're using that, it's just boring. The hyperlinked calendar, it literally is like all hyperlinked. It has a ton of other really cool things in it. It has a journal in it. It has to-do lists in it. It has self-care in it. It has self-reflectiveness, evaluations. It's this really, really dope digital calendar that I've been using, and so I was like, I gotta offer this to people, and so I'm offering it to people for 50% off than what it costs. So that's what's really dope too about it. So definitely make sure to click the link in the description and get that. So take, it's time. It's time to do what you have to do to move forward in your life, in your journey, and you just owe it to yourself. Do you really want to end up being 50, 60, 70, being like, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Like, is that really going to be, your same story? I mean, is it? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be your same story that you've had? I mean, it's just, right? This is how I fold my sweatshirts. It's kind of, usually I'm more concentrated, but I'm like, so. All right, so I'm gonna go hop off. I'm gonna concentrate on folding the rest of my laundry, but definitely make sure to follow, tap in, and I will catch you.